Let us now learn the reactivity of these 16, 17 and 18 group elements with the halogen or towards halogen. Now what is the reactivity of these elements towards oxygen we already learned. Now consider here the reactivity towards the halogen. Now all the group 16 elements except oxygen reacts with that of the halogen. Oxygen also reacts, but the elements such as sulfur, selenium, tellurium forms the halides such as EX6. Here E means the 16 group elements and X means halogen. EX6, EX4, EX2 type of halides are formed by the group 16 elements. Now they are the sulfur, selenium and tellurium. Now the hexahalides, that is the EX6 type halides such as sulfur hexafluoride, selenium hexafluoride, tellurium hexafluoride. These are formed by the direct combination of these elements with that of the fluorine. If these elements and fluorine come in contact with each other by the direct combination, then the hexahalides of sulfur, selenium and tellurium are formed. That is the hexafluorides. Now all these hexafluorides are colorless gases and they have the sp3d2 hybridization. They have sp3d2 hybridization. That means 2d orbitals, 3p orbital and 1s orbital of the central atom, that is sulfur or selenium or tellurium, take part into the hybridization and they give the these 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbital. Now this d orbital is the outer orbital, not the inner orbital, and so they possess the octahedral structure. Now you know in 11th standard how the octahedral structure of that. How the octahedral structure. Now see, at the corners of the rectangular, there are the fluorine atoms and one fluorine is above and one fluorine is below the plane of these. That is this is the equilateral. That is the square is there and on the four corners there are fluorine atom and one is above and one is below, and thus they form the octahedral geometry in this way. We know in 11th standard how the sp3d2 hybridization have the octahedral structure, and all these hexahalides of sulfur, selenium, tellurium have such octahedral geometry because the central atom sulfur, selenium and tellurium undergo sp3d2 hybridization and which have the octahedral geometry. So all these hexahalide possess octahedral structure. Now this SF6, that is the sulfur hexafluoride, is extraordinary stable hexahalides of the sulfur. That is the SF6 is very stable halide. The stability of these halides, hexahalides, decreases in the order. That means hexafluorides are more stable as compared to the hexachlorides, and hexachlorides are more stable as compared to hexabromides, and hexabromides are more stable as compared to hexaiodides. Hexaiodides are very less stable, that means the reversible reaction with that of the iodine. Now let us see now the tetrahedral halides of group 16 elements. Now the tetrahedral halides such as sulfur tetrafluoride, selenium tetrafluoride, tellurium tetrafluoride in this way. All these have the sp3 hybridization. They undergo the sp3 hybridization. The sulfur atom, selenium atom, tellurium atom, that is the central atom, undergo sp3 hybridization, and they have the trigonal bipyramidal geometry. They have trigonal bipyramidal geometry such that of the ammonia. In case of ammonia, there is the trigonal bipyramidal geometry. With one equatorial position, there is the lone pair. Now, at the four corners, there are the four, that is the halide, and this sulfur is at the central, and there is the at one equatorial position, there is the lone pair of electron is there. And the dihalides are also there. Of these 16 group elements, there are the dihalides such as sulfur dichloride, selenium dichloride, tellurium dichloride, and all these also have the sp3 hybridization, and they possess the tetrahedral structure. With the two equatorial position, there is the occupied by lone pair. Now there are only two halogen atoms, so it have the tetrahedral geometry such as CH4, that is the methane. But in methane there are 4 hydrogen atoms, but here in dihalide there are only 2 halogen atoms. So two positions are occupied by that of the lone pair of electron. Now here also in a tetrahalide there is the sp3 hybridization, but here only one equatorial position is occupied by the lone pair. Remember that. Now again there is the monohalides also. Of the 16 group elements also have the monohalides, but they have the dimeric nature or dimeric structure. For example, sulfur dichloride, then sulfur dichloride, selenium dichloride, selenium dibromide, in this way, and they undergo the disproportionation. That means what is disproportionation? When they decompose, for example, selenium dichloride, when decomposed, they form the selenium tetrachloride, and 3 atoms of selenium are formed. This proportion is there, and therefore these dimeric monohalides always undergo the disproportion reaction, and they form the tetrahalide of that elements, and that element or that metal is again isolated into that. Now this is about the group 16 elements reactivity towards the halogen. Now let us see what is the reactivity of halogens with halogens. That is the group 17 elements, that is the halogen. When reacts with the halogen, they form the interhalogen compounds. And how are they? Now let us see, and then we will see the reactivity of the group 18 element, that is noble gases, with that of the halogen. Now the 16 group element, that is halogen, also reacts with the halogens. Now we are learning the reactivity of the group 16, 17 and 18 elements towards the halogen. Now group 16 elements are halogen, and they again reacts with the halogen and form the interhalogen compounds. Now interhalogen compound means compounds of halogen amongst themselves. That means halogen combine among themselves to form the number of interhalogen compounds of the type XX dash, XX3 dash, XX5 dash, XX7 dash, where the first X is the larger size of halogen atom, that is the halogen atom with larger size, and X dash is the halogen atom with smaller size. For example, if we are learning the interhalogen of XX5 dash, then if X is the iodine, then X5 may be fluorine, it may be chlorine or bromine. That means X dash is always smaller than the X. There is in very detailed topic of interhalogen compounds. We will later learn of that, and there are so many uses of them and so many examples of this type of XX dash, XX3 dash, XX5 dash and XX7 dash of the interhalogen compound. Now they may be asked for the short note also. That topic is later of this topic. Now let us see the group 18 elements. How the group 18 elements form the, that is the halides. Now group 18 elements are also called as the noble gases, and we know that the noble gases are very inert chemically. They are inert, that means they not react with the another element, but only two noble gases, krypton and xenon, reacts directly with the fluorine. Only the fluorine, that is halogen, only fluorine, the krypton and xenon reacts and they form the fluorides. For example, when xenon gas comes in direct contact with the fluorine gas, there is formation of HCF2, that is the xenon difluoride, which is in the solid form. Though these two are in the gaseous form, the product xenon difluoride is in the solid form. Now this Hc and F4, they also form the xenon tetrafluoride. They also form xenon hexafluoride. All these are the solids, but they are very unstable. They are crystalline, colorless solid, but they sublimize. That means directly the solid are converted into the gases at room temperature or at temperature 25 degrees centigrade to 98 Kelvin. They directly, these solids convert into the gas. That is called as the sublimize. That means they sublimize readily and they provide the fluorine gas. So they are also called as the powerful fluorinating agent, because they provide the fluorine gas. Now let us see the reactivity of all these three groups, that is group 16, group 17 and group 18 elements towards the metals. Now all these elements generally reacts with the metal. Now oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, though tellurium and selenium are metal, but they reacts with that of the another metal. For example, see here is the aluminium, directly reacts with that of the oxygen and form the oxides of aluminum. This is called as the alumina, Al2O3. Now the reaction is balanced. 4 aluminum atom reacts with the 3 molecules of oxygen to give the 2 molecules of aluminum oxide, that is also called as the alumina. Now again this sulfur, the second element of group 16, also reacts with so many metals. Here is the reaction with the copper metal and it forms this copper sulfide. Again this selenium, third element of the group 16 elements, that is the selenium, also reacts with the metals such as magnesium and form the magnesium selenide. Now this is the reactivity of group 16 element. Now let us see the reactivity of group 17 and group 18 element toward the metal. As the group 16 elements react directly with the metals, we are learning the reactivity of group 16, 17 and 18 element towards the metals. Now group 16 element directly react with metal such as magnesium, copper, aluminum, etc. and form that is the metallic compounds. Now these group 16 elements, halogen also reacts with the metal instantly, that is readily, to form the metal halides. For example, chlorine reacts with sodium to form the sodium chloride. Now chlorine is the group 17 element, that is the halogen. Bromine also reacts with the metals such as magnesium to form the magnesium bromide, which is the solid substance. Now sodium chloride is very in large excess in the sea water on the earth crust. This salt sodium chloride is in a large excess. Magnesium bromide are also found in the sea water, which is also the salt. Now the ionic character of the halides, ionic character of these halides decreases. Ionic character of the halides decreases in the order such as metal fluoride metal fluorides are very stable as compared to metal chlorides. M means are reversible, we know that, and iodine and metal get decomposed readily. So the metal iodides are very unstable compounds. Now this is about metal halides. That means these all the halogen reacts with the metal. Now if the now here M is the monovalent metal, we know that. Now the metal halides having the metal in a higher oxidation state, that means +5, +7 state. Such state of the metal halides are generally more covalent than ionic compound. They are the covalent compound. That means such metal halides in which metal is in the higher oxidation state are generally covalent compounds as compared to their metal halides in which metal is in the lower oxidation state. For example, see here. For example, now this stannous tetrachloride is more covalent than the stannous dichloride. Now in JEE or CET there may be question. Delta metal halides are more covalent than delta metal halides, or they may be asked in this way: which is the more covalent halide, lead tetrachloride or lead dichloride? Any they may be asked. Now lead tetrachloride, in which this lead Pb metal have the oxidation state +4, and here lead have the oxidation state only +2. So +4 higher oxidation state halides are more covalent as compared to the lower oxidation state halides. Now here stannous, in which stannous is in the +4 state, is more covalent than the stannous dichloride, in which stannous is in the +2 state, oxidation state. Now this antimony pentachloride is more covalent than that of this antimony trichloride. Remember that. And uranium, also the metal, uranium hexafluoride is more covalent than the uranium tetrafluoride. Now here uranium is in the +6 state, and here uranium is only in the +4 state. So the metal halides having the metals in the higher oxidation state are more covalent than the halides having the metal in the lower oxidation state, and therefore these SnCl4, PbCl4, SbCl5 and uranium hexafluoride, all these are more covalent than the stannous dichloride, lead dichloride, antimony trichloride and uranium tetrafluoride respectively. And the group 18 elements are the noble gases. They do not directly react with any metal. That means they not directly. If in the dielectric condition we react these noble gases with that of the metal, sometimes there may be reaction with the metal, but directly they do not react with the metal. Now this is about the reactivity of these 16, 17 and 18 group element towards the metal. Now let us see what are the allotropes.